All right, welcome to this evening's regular business meeting. We're going to have our invocation by Pastor Wade Hall, Senior Minister of First Christian Church in Jonesboro, be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which I will ask Mr. Alan Vigil, our Veteran of the Month, to lead us in. So at this time, please stand with me.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this great land that we live in, for this wonderful county that we are blessed to live in or do business in. We thank you for those who serve this county in various ways. And Lord, tonight we just want to say thank you for those who serve through government. We thank you for the commissioners and for the work that they do and their leadership of this county. We know that leadership is a privilege, but it's also a heavy responsibility. And tonight, as they meet once more to shoulder that responsibility, Lord, we pray that you would guide them with your wisdom so that the decisions they make would be truly what is best for those they represent. To that end, Lord, we ask your blessings on this meeting. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Mr. Vigil, if you'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. You can do it from right. Okay, take it forward.
Do what? I didn't.
Just lead us in the pledge.
Oh, okay.
If you would, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our September 6th regular business meeting. The first order of business is the adoption of the agenda. Do any board members have any amendments?
Are there any items board members would like to change, adopt, delete?
Yes. Item 34, which is 2022-190-A. I would like to put that on the regular agenda.
You clear on that one, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one.
The next one is going to be Resolution 2022-193-A. And I like to just hold that one until after executive session in light of what we've learned and put it on the regular agenda. That's
Item 37.
Increase of credit card amount. It's dealing with finance. Just to after the
Executive session.
if that's okay. And doesn't put it on a regular agenda though. And for clarification purposes, item resolution 2022-195 I always say a resolution, but it's a 2022-195. Forgive me for adding a to it.
That's on the regular.
Yes, sir.
Madam Clerk, you clear on that as well?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And there's one more. I think that's it for me.
Commissioner Davis.
Yes, I'd like to pull number 40 to the regular agenda.
Number 40. Resolution authorizing county to initiate procedures to recruit payments made to Vanderbilt. Any others?
Mr. Chairman, what item was that?
Item 40.
40?
2022-196-A. It's a lot of dash A's on here.
Yes. And I apologize to everyone running in, but I do believe as I walked in on discussions on items 15 through 29. And if they could just be separate for a vote. I don't want to be comfortable in my vote at this time.
15 through 29.
Yes, those are all the amendments. And again, in light of the information we just learned, I just want to be comfortable in that vote.
15 through 29 to be under taken separately on the regular agenda.
Mr. Chairman, did we agree to hold the one regarding the rental assistance?
Is that item 37?
34? No, that's not 37.
Yes, it is.
I thought,
That's 37. If we want to hold it, I'm fine with it.
No, she's talking
what was your
about, you're talking
recommendation?
about emergency rental
I'm
assistance.
talking about emergency rental assistance.
That's item 34.
34. Sorry about that.
No,
I asked to hold it, but to put it on a regular agenda, but if Madam Vice Chair wants to hold it, I'm fine with holding
Well,
it.
can we hold it until after the executive session?
I agree.
Because I think we were going to have some discussion and also,
all right, so there's 2 items to be held after the executive session.
I think all financial items, that not for the purchase of SPOS, but the ones that I put on the regular agenda, that's after too.
So you want all the regular items, the 15 through the 29, to be voted on after the executive session?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We don't, I want to verify, we were told in the other meeting about some things, and I just want to verify some things as opposed to making that conversation.
all of them?
We can do them
15 through
together
29.
afterwards.
All of them?
Yes, Madam Vice Chair, because it's the financial piece that we had to correct the information on some other things, and I want to sure that up, if I may.
All right, Commissioner Franklin wants those items placed after the executive session. Are you clear on the, Madam
I'm
Clerk?
clear. Items number 15 through 29,
29.
and in addition to items number 34 and 37, all post-executive session.
Correct. And number 39's, that's to be taken separate. That was your request, right, Commissioner Franklin?
Let me go back to that, sir.
The MARTA one. You don't need that after the executive session.
No, not after, no. Just
Okay, so
separate.
that'll be on the regular agenda, Madam Clerk. Number 39.
And before we begin, Mr. Chair, can I ask for one quick, or would you have to vote first?
Yes, to
Point of
adopt the
privilege?
agenda.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's take the vote. Are there any others? All right, with that being said, I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Any questions? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, our next item on the agenda is a presentation, our Veteran of the Month.
All right, our Veteran of the Month for this month is Mr. Alan Vigil.
Yes.
Alan Vigil was born in Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida.
That's all
not
right.
that's not the Gator, so we okay.
No,
All right.
no.
He received a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration from the University of Florida in 1967. He served in Vietnam and was awarded the Bronze Star and the Army Commendation Medal. He was a first lieutenant in the U.S. Army from 1967 to 1970. But more importantly, Mr. Vigil worked as a sales manager at 2 Ford dealerships from 1973 to 1982. He was also a field manager at Ford Motor Company from 1971 to 1973, and he is currently the president of Alan Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. Some of his civic and professional involvement include, and this is definitely not all-inclusive, Chairman of the Board of Regents, University System of Georgia from 2006 to 2008, Board of Regents, University System of Georgia, 2003 to 2010, Board Member, Southern Regional Health System, 2003 to 2010, Board Member of the Alliance of Ford Motor Minority Dealers and the Clayton State University Foundation from 2013 to present. Mr. Vigil's civic and professional honors include recipient of Pillars of the Community Award of 2014, recipient of Governor's Award for the Arts and Humanities 2013, recipient of Honorary Doctorate of Public Service from Clayton State University in 2011, recipient of Ford's Salute the Dealers Award in 2008, Clayton County Chamber of Commerce Lifetime Achievement Award, also in 2008, and the awards and accolades definitely go on and on. Mr. Vigil is married to Bonnie and have 2 children, Don Vigil and Michael Allen Vigil. They have 3 grandchildren. Please help me to recognize and honor Mr. Allen Vigil as our Veteran of the Month, but more importantly, for the statesman and the community activist that he is in Clayton County.
And thank you for making sure we're all riding nicely as well with those cars. Wait, first picture.
Can the Veterans Advisory Board come?
Hold on, let's get one mic right here.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
You can come over here, Ms. Marco. You want to come over here?
Mr. Chairman, our next item is a proclamation, National Senior Center Month. This is Kinship here. This one's Kinship.
Clayton County Board of Commissioners recognize September 2022 as National Senior Center Month. Whereas the national celebration of senior centers began in 1979 with Senior Center Week, which was first celebrated annually in May. The concept gained the support of other aging organizations, such as the National Council on Aging, the full Senate, and the House Select Committee on Aging. And whereas in 1985, the National Institute of Senior Centers was instrumental in achieving the first Senior Center Week presidential proclamation signed by President Ronald Reagan. In 2007, NISC designated the entire month of September as Senior Center Month to give senior centers greater flexibility in scheduling celebratory events. And whereas this year's theme is Strengthening Community Connections, which promotes a positive image of aging, highlights how the center improves the lives of local older adults, showcases the center's importance in the community, and creates interest in prospective new participants and collaborative partners. And whereas the Frank Bailey Senior Center, J. Charlie Griswold Senior Center, Son of Singleton Gregory Senior Center, Kinship Care Resource Center, and Flint River Community Center continue to act as catalysts as a local trusted place in the community that connects the older adults in Clayton County to the programs, services, and opportunities they need to age well. And whereas through various services, programs, and activities, the senior and intergenerational centers help older adults stay safe, active, and connected, and often serve as core partners in emergency response for the whole community. And whereas Frank Bailey Senior Center, J. Charlie Griswold Senior Center, Son of Singleton Gregory Senior Center, Kinship Care Resource Center, and Flint River Community Center affirms the dignity, self-worth, and independence of older adults by aiding in their decisions and actions, recognizing their skills and knowledge, and enabling their continued contributions to the community. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey E. Turner, Chairman on behalf of the Clayton County Board of Commissioners, do hereby honor and encourage all citizens to join and celebrate National Senior Center Month. We encourage every resident to recognize our older adults' contributions, help create an inclusive society, and join efforts to support older Americans' choices about how they age in their communities. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of Clayton County, Georgia to be affixed this 6th day of September 2022.
We're doing them separate. So just Kinship family stay up and thank you seniors. Okay. Senior services staff stay up and Kinship.
Right, and our final proclamation is Proclamation for National Kinship Care Month.
Clayton County Board of Commissioners recognize September 2022 as National Kinship Care Month. Whereas September is Kinship Care Month, recognizing relatives, members of tribes and clans, and non-related extended family members who provide round-the-clock protection and nurturing for their younger family members. And whereas the 2021 American Community Survey indicates that nearly 3 million children in the United States are being raised in kinship care by grandparents, aunts and uncles, other relatives, and close family friends when the parents are unable to do so due to challenging family situations. And whereas kinship caregiving is found in all socioeconomic, educational, ethnic, and racial backgrounds, providing many opportunities as well as unique challenges. And whereas Clayton County is steadfast in its commitment to promoting the safety and well-being of our children, and this includes providing a stable household for all youth in which they can be nurtured and succeed. And whereas more than 195,000 children throughout the state of Georgia are raised in kinship families and grandparents or relative caregivers who have stepped forward out of faith, love, and loyalty to care for their young relatives, providing them with a sense of connection, security, and ties to their cultural heritage, their family, and their community. And whereas kinship families in Clayton County have a valuable resource in the Kinship Care Resource Center, which provides information, referrals, tutoring, support groups, and a wide array of services, programs, and activities for grandparents and relatives and caregivers. And whereas Kinship Care Month provides an opportunity to showcase the accomplishments of countless youth throughout Clayton County who, with the unconditional support of grandparents and other relatives, have successfully navigated the emotional difficulties of separation from their parents. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey E. Turner, Chairman on behalf of the Clayton County Board of Commissioners, do hereby honor and encourage all citizens to join and celebrate National Kinship Care Month. We urge everyone to acknowledge and celebrate the importance of kinship caregivers and the children they are raising in stable, loving, and nurturing households. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of Clayton County, Georgia, to be affixed this 6th day of September, 2022.
You know what item it is? You know what item?
Mr. Chairman, the next item is the approval of the consent agenda.
Okay, give me just a second.
And while you're doing that, Mr. Chair, can I take a point of privilege real quick, please?
Commissioner Franklin.
Yes, we're going to hear hopefully in a little bit from someone. As you notice, I have worn a T-shirt here today in all red, and it is in honor of National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And we gave the Sickle Cell Organization a proclamation during Juneteenth, but I think it is important for us to recognize that many of our citizens are dealing with sickle cell. And today, for me, I wear this shirt in honor of 3 young ladies that are like second daughters, but also one of our previous commissioners, youth commissioners, who is now off to college, and she did all of that with graduating from high school and in college with battling sickle cell. So just remember that.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions on any of the items? Hearing none, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Our next item is item number 39, Resolution 2022-195. Chief Staff Attorney Chuck Reed.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Madam Vice Chair, and Board. Resolution 2022-195 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority to designate a program coordinator for MARTA-related activities, to authorize the chairman to execute the agreement, and to otherwise perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of the resolution, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget as needed to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? I'll second the motion. Are there any questions?
If you would, let us know who's going to pay for it. I know it's in our information, but let the public know who's going to pay for that position and the cost of said position.
Commissioner, the actual position is being paid. The board remembers there was a whole penny associated with the actual implementation of MARTA. 1.5 pennies was going towards the light rail project, and then the other half was going to MARTA as it pertains to operation. We're using a portion of our half penny under the light rail distribution to take care of the actual position in space. And for the record, for the citizens, the transit position, the board talked specifically about understanding there's a lot of moving parts with planning and ensuring that our interests being protected as it pertains to the transit build out in our community. We thought it was important that we have someone that will be hearing the needs of the community, answering directly to this board around the policy discussions, and so that's the reason why this position is coming forward to the board to ratify.
Thank you. And the amount?
The agreement that's attached here, is
Yeah.
that correct?
I believe so. The dollar amount attached here is reflecting the $16,000 a month associated with the fee for the position.
$16,000 a month?
That's correct.
Yes, ma'am. When it talks about the compensation in the contract, MARTA shall pay Clayton County $16,000 monthly as a reimbursement for the salary of the program coordinator for a total of $192,000 on an annual basis.
$192,000.
Yes, ma'am.
And what are they going to do for us again?
So the transit coordinator, as it pertains to the boards that have been put forth by this board, whether it's the citizen group, or more importantly, we talk about the BRT project, or we're talking about build out as a whole for transient development, this position will do a couple things. One, they will serve as a conduit between the board and the community about things that the community would like to see. Secondary to that, when it comes to the planning elements associated with the position, they will serve as a conduit for the planning, whether that's working directly with our Transportation Development Department or working with Economic Development, whatever it might be as it pertains to transient-oriented type development, that position will help in that space. And then lastly, if there's any policy nodes in space as it pertains to transient-oriented development, they will serve as a liaison with either our lobbyists or with our board or with my office to ensure that those areas are being taken care of.
Any other questions? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
The amount is a bit much for me.
4-1, it passes. Commissioner Franklin opposed.
No, I didn't say nay. I just said the amount is a bit much for me. I had one more question, but it's okay. We'll
It's
move forward.
unanimous. Next.
Our next item is item number 40, Resolution 2022-196.
Resolution 2022-196 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to initiate procedures to recoup payments made to Vanderbilt University on behalf of former Clayton County Chief Financial Officer Ramona Bivens, to authorize the chairman to execute any documents and to otherwise perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to authorize the Chief Financial Officer to amend the budget to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense as may be required, to provide an effective date of this resolution for other purposes.
Is that motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions, comments?
Yes, I guess from my standpoint, do we believe in continuing education for our county employees? I'm just curious, or is this going to be a standard that we're going to begin to adhere to, where we do not afford any of our county employees continuing education? Statement, question?
No response for that,
No,
but
fine.
I am definitely a proponent of continuing education, and a well-educated workforce is better for the county and citizens.
Especially
other-
especially if
I'm
we can retain them.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nay. 3-2, it passes. Commissioner Davis, Chairman opposed.
Our next item is item number 41, recommendation for termination of contract, ITB number 19145, Central Services Director Carol Rogers.
Ms. Rogers?
Thank you. Good evening, Chairman, Vice Chairman, Commissioners. This is a recommendation for termination of contract ITB 19-145, which is Pest Control Services. It is an annual contract for Clayton County. The BOC approved the award of the above referenced contract on June the 16th, 2020. The request is to terminate the current contract with Guardian Pest Services, Inc. DBA is Knox Pest Control, Inc., located in Forston, Georgia. It is requested for convenience. Per Section 10-2, termination for convenience. This is part of the contract terminology. The county may at its sole option terminate the contract with or without cause at any time upon a 30-day written notice by certified mail to the contract without prejudice to any other rights or remedies it may have. Thank you.
Is there a motion? Is there a motion? Request fails due to lack of motion.
Thank you.
All right, next item is item number 42, approval of the August 24th special call meeting board minutes.
All right, is there a motion to approve special call meeting minutes, August 24th, 2022? Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I think we're confused.
What you confused about?
Okay, we're gonna figure it out. Could you hear everything?
I just want to point of clarity that the special call meeting minutes for the 24th is taken separately because I think there were 2 board members absent. So the other 2 are listed on the consent.
Again, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Any questions? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Well, I don't oppose, but I abstain. I abstain.
Because y'all were not.
I was not
it
here.
wasn't-
All right.
Commissioner Anderson and Commissioner Hambrick
I
were
wasn't
not
here.
present, so they abstained.
Okay, thank you.
It's unanimous, well, 3 votes.
Our next item is item number 43, board appointment for the Board of Appeals.
All right, first board appointment is to the Board of Appeals. Ms. Frances Solomon. Term on the Board of Appeals will expire September 3rd, 2022. Term will begin September 3rd, 2022, expires September 3rd of 2025. This is an at-large appointment. Any recommendations? Madam Clerk, hold that again. Till next meeting. Next board appointment is to the Impact Fee Advisory Board. Clayton County Impact Fee Advisory Board was established with the approval of Ordinance 2022-1-170. The committee shall serve in an advisory capacity to assist and advise the board regarding the adoption of a development impact fee ordinance. The board chairman and each district commissioner will have 2 appointments in which the composition of members shall be comprised of no less than 50% of members who are representatives from the development, building, or real estate industries. And this will be the same for the next 44 through 53. So the first one is recommendation of the chairman. At this time, I'd like to recommend Charles Burks. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Next board appointment is also Impact Fee Advisory Board. This selection is also my selection, chairman's selections. I'd like to recommend Hobson Milner. Is there a second?
Second.
Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, next board appointment, Impact Fee Advisory Boards, Commissioner Dr. Anderson.
I'm going to hold mine until the next meeting. I have some people that I'm looking at, and I want to make sure they fit the description of the 50% as well as other, someone else I'd like to bring in. So I'm going to hold both of my appointments at this time.
Madam Clerk, hold both appointments till next time, next meeting, rather. Next board appointment is also Impact Fee Advisory Board. Vice Chair.
Yes, I would like to hold both my appointments. I have a question of what day this board will meet and what time. I do have some.
Well, I think they established that once they come together, once they're appointed. I mean, you still gonna your request still to hold it, but I'm
Right.
just letting you know that they come up with the
Well,
date
that's
and
a
time
question,
after the
I
fact.
mean, what day, because one person does travel a lot. Is it gonna be face-to-face? Is it gonna be, are they gonna not meet? Are they gonna meet at 6 o'clock? They're gonna meet at 2 o'clock?
Those
that
are
has been
answers that
question.
really can't be answered until the board is put in place and then they convene.
Well, I'll let them know. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
You
I will
want- you wanna hold
mine.
both of them?
Yeah, I hold both
Okay.
mine to the next meeting.
All right, Impact Fee Advisory Board, Commissioner Franklin next to.
Yes, I have my first recommendation. It's going to be Altamise Dees.
All right, is there a second?
I second it.
Second by Commissioner Hambrick. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Next one.
And my second one is actually going to be Mapillar Dawn.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Second by Commissioner Anderson. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, next is also Impact Advisory Board, Commissioner Davis.
I'm gonna hold both mine to the next meeting.
Madam Clerk, hold both until the next meeting.
Mr. Chair, our next item is public comments. The board will now hear public comments. Citizens will be given 2 minutes maximum time limit to speak before the Board of Commissioners with a total time of 20 minutes. Please note that all public comments must be limited to matters on the agenda or matters which the governing body has jurisdiction. Speakers must maintain decorous demeanor and refrain from personal attacks upon board members, shouting and using obscene language. Please state your name and county of residency for the record. Speak clearly into the microphone, and speakers should be courteous, respectful, and not make any disparaging remarks or use abusive language when addressing the board.
Ms. Keisha Crockett.
Good evening, Chair and Board. It's been a minute since I've been here. Y'all looking good. Hope you had a good holiday. The reason I'm here tonight is because recently I applied for some funding that was allocated by the federal government to help homeowners repair their homes. And I was denied. And I'm like, whoa, I'm definitely, qualified. They said, if you live in this district, you automatically qualify. But they said, well, and so while I'm here, they said, well, the commissioners added additional roadblocks to prevent people from actually qualifying. I said, no, that can't be so. I'm surely that's not the case. But and so I did a little research, and what we have currently in the HUD department is 2 programs that are allocated for veterans, disabled, and 62 years and older, to benefit from their homes being repaired. Now, this funding that was sent by the federal government allowed other people to get their homes fixed that were affected by COVID, the pandemic, which is by itself an emergency. But what I was told is that the commissioners decided to move that fund into the 2 existing funds that we already have. And so I said, well, let me do some research, because I definitely want to make sure our veterans and disabled and 62-year-olds are taken care of in this county. And so I did the research, and it only comes up to 10% of the citizens in this county. So 300,000 people, only 30,000 people can benefit from this funding that is sent down by the federal government to ensure our homes stay up to par, that our communities stay nice and livable. They said y'all added, you have to be in your home for 5 years. I'm like, well, this is not like teaching where they could take that education and go to another county and benefit someone else from what we have poured into them. This is a house that will stay in the county, will appreciate.
Ms. Crockett, but your time has expired, and I referred you to Mr. Jiki, so was he able to provide you with that information?
He denied me because he said I didn't need it. It wasn't an emergency. And I said, well, it's the quality of life and my safety. Does that not, because it was on the flyer that changed from home repair to emergency home repair, which I don't understand. And I'm just asking to separate the monies, that if y'all gonna just focus on 10% of this community, ensure that their homes are up to par, and let the other 90% fail, because we're all in the 300% below poverty percentage, the people who could qualify for this, then the policy has to adjust to benefit the citizens in this county that live here. And it's 83% black female. We don't fall in that 10%. Well, I won't say all of us, I'll say 80%. And so I just want to bring that to your attention before I move to my next step of what I need to do. I also asked for an appeal process, and I haven't heard back from anyone in that department as of yet. Thank you.
Thank you. Orlando Gooden.
Madam Clerk, Orlando Gooden, Clayton County, Commissioners, Chairman Turner. Madam Clerk reads the rules for public comments. At the August 16th BOC meeting, Commissioners Anderson and Franklin was asked to explain and justify their use of point of order. No response, no explanation. For the record, can you give this to Chairman Turner? And Mr. Reed. Robert's Rules of Order states when and how point of order can be used. Two commissioners are abusing it. If they can't explain it, they shouldn't use it. This is just another way to censure free speech. Commissioners do not dictate what comments are acceptable. Only compliments, not criticism. Commissioners' powers and duties, page 3, number 6 and 7 that I handed out, allows for audits. You approved audits for other departments, but not for commissioners. Agenda item number 40 was for the former CFO's 2019 ultra vires contract. That originally was unanimously approved. Where is your accountability? What don't you want us to know? Corruption or conflicts of interest? Public comments, until public comments is restored to 3 minutes and moved to the beginning of the meeting, then the signs that read, "Your opinion matters, let your voice be heard," should be removed. Hypocrisy is why people don't trust politicians.
Thank you. Mickey Garber.
Madam Clerk, Mickey Garber, unincorporated Rex, Georgia. My topic of conversation today is public comment. Commissioners, you say you want the citizens to be involved in our county government. I say restore public comment to the beginning of the Board of Commissioners meeting. You all ran on a platform of you were open to the public. You cut our comment time from 3 minutes down to 2 minutes. Show your commitment to the people of Clayton County by putting public comment to its rightful place for the people, to the front of the agenda, and restore our comment time back to 3 minutes. Remember, all that you make as law is not always that which is just. Thank you.
Thank you. Looks like Alicia Oden.
Good evening to the commissioners. My name is Alicia Oden. I'm a 35-year resident of the Kings Forest subdivision in Clayton County in District 2. The neighborhood is composed of three streets and a cul-de-sac: Bishop Place, Knights Way, Queens Court, and the connecting street, Prince George. That's where I live. Our neighborhood has been a peaceful and caring place with generations of respectful neighbors living for their best lives. We have survived absentee landlords, party houses, neighbors who bred pit bulls and let them loose, and now I'm here again to defend my neighborhood and my home. On the week of August 15th, we received a communication from Mesquite Productions informing us about a filming event that was to occur on Knights Way. It included information about lane closures, cutting off street lights, no parking areas, marking off restricted lanes, and police monitoring. From August 23rd until August 30th, the communication was signed by 2 company representatives, but lacked the signature of an official Clayton County department. Surely someone in the county would be responsible for issuing a permit for this interference. So I set out to find whom that person was. I went to the top. I contacted Commissioner Gail Hambrick's office and left a message on the voicemail. I did not get a call back. So I went on my own to look for the answers. I called Clayton County Police, who referred me to code enforcement, who referred me to transportation, who referred me to Clayton County Economic Development Authority, who connected me to Clayton County Department of Tourism and Film. I left messages with as many people as I could and asked for a contact and a callback. I still do not know by what authority this company was allowed to come into my neighborhood and hold us hostage. Thankfully, Ms. Wills from Clayton County
Ma'am, I'm sorry,
Economic...
but your time is up. I will try to help you find an answer to that.
May I make
She
one
already
more
know that.
statement, please?
Okay. No, your time is up now.
Okay,
I'm
so now I
sorry.
understand what you're saying.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Carol Yancey. It's Carol Yancey. Barbara Guillory.
Good evening, Commissioner and Chairman. My name is Barbara Guillory. I am with Metro South Atlanta Realtors. It is an affiliate of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, and we have collaborative here in Clayton County, the collaborative home ownership, and we are hoping to partner with the commissioner to provide the citizens of Clayton County home ownership information. The purpose and the existence of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers is democracy in housing. So as a partner, we would be providing financial literacy. Again, this would be a preventive opportunity to say, hey, this is how we can facilitate home ownership in Clayton County. We will, this service would be provided by Scaniers Homeless Preventive. We also will be providing from the Metro South Atlanta Realtors Group. We have the insurance, we have the inspectors, we have the real estate agents, the brokers, we have everyone that will be able to provide the service. We will also do HUD-approved NID agency to prevent foreclosure. Once they do acquire the homes, then we are in place to help them with any challenges that would come up in the home ownership. So I will be calling to each one of you, and please accept my call. Thank you.
Michael Vigil. I think he's left, as well as Alan Vigil. So we'll go to Pilar Don.
Good evening, Commissioners, Chairman. September is Sickle Cell Awareness
I'm sorry,
Month.
state your name for the record.
Pilar Don. I'm sorry.
No problem.
September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. In recognition, my organization, MTS Sickle Cell Foundation, is hosting a screening of the documentary Spilled Milk to raise awareness, support, and sensitivity surrounding sickle cell disease. This is a profound film, and it is my hope that the community at large, stakeholders, and more importantly, decision makers like yourselves who have the power of the purse will learn more about sickle cell disease by getting to know Omar Beach, who is the main character in this film, as he navigates life with sickle cell disease. Please accept this as my personal invitation to all of you and the community to join us as we work to bridge the gap in healthcare disparities for such a vulnerable population. We are hosting a series of these screenings across the state and possibly Chicago with Congressman Danny Davis. Your invitation, though, is for September 16th, that's next Friday, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Flint River Community Center. Sickle cell disease affects about 100,000 Georgians, making our state one of the largest populations of people living with this life-threatening disease. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have some information, like flyers and whatnot.
Let's put them there.
Thank you.
When is it?
Next Friday.
16th? Okay.
Samuel, I won't attempt the last name. Looks like AFUWA. Samuel. All right. Madam Clerk, how are we on time?
We can have about maybe 2 to 3 more speakers. It's been about 14 minutes.
Carol Yancey.
Carol Yancey, Rich, Georgia. August the 17th through the 31st, the Ethics Board Chairman, Walter Nitz, sends verbal messages through several non-ethics board members regarding my complaints, such as telling them to tell me to stop submitting complaints because the commissioners are going to dissolve the Ethics Board due to my complaints. He also tells people to tell me to resubmit my complaints and don't or stop copying others. He also misled one resident into believing I didn't follow the instructions pursuant to the form, and other things were wrong, but he has yet to provide such to me. August the 17th, the Ethics Board attorney sends me an email stating my August the 4th complaint dismissed because not filed with the county clerk, which is the responsibility of the Ethics Board, not me. August 2019 meetings show that I have brought the same concerns to the Ethics Board, which have not been addressed. Mr. Nitz's actions prove he should no longer be on the Ethics Board and permanently removed. I request all my complaints be moved to the state ethics for handling. Based on August 31st special call meeting and Ms. Franklin's comments, questions as follows. Is it considered an act of abuse of office, selling influence when Ms. Franklin promoted H2G and the suspended sheriff from the diocese July the 19th and subsequent emails sent out through the county link? It appears Heart to Nourish received the federal dollars directly. Why not request the same audit as African Children Funds? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Madam Clerk, that concludes public comment. And Mr. Reed, is there a need for executive session? And obviously there is.
Yes, personnel and litigation.
All right, is there a motion to go into executive session for personnel litigation?
Second.
All right, there's been a motion, properly second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Madam Clerk, you ready?
I'm ready, Mr. Chairman.
All right, motion to reconvene.
So moved.
I'll second. Those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, let's hear from Miss Ambles. And please take all those requests together.
Did you say take them together, Chairman?
Please do.
Okay. On behalf of Central Services, well, first of all, I apologize. Good evening, Board of Commissioners, an official good evening, and good evening to our Clayton County citizens as well. On behalf of Central Services and in accordance with Civil Service Rule 5.201, Human Resources is requesting to hire Sonia Williams as staff attorney at grade 33, step 11. The cost is $13,305. For the record, the starting salary for the position is grade 33, step 1. On behalf of the Office of the District Attorney and in accordance with Civil Service Rule 5.201, Human Resources is requesting to hire Cecina Crabtree as Assistant District Attorney at grade 27, step
9. Cost is $2,023. For the record, the starting salary for the position is grade 27, step 7. On behalf of the Office of the District Attorney and in accordance with Civil Service Rule 5.201, Human Resources is requesting to hire Abigail Long as Deputy Chief Assistant District Attorney at grade 33, step 9. The cost is $10,511. The total cost of this request is $12,534. Funding is available in the District Attorney's budget due to the exit of the previous Deputy Chief ADA. If approved, absent any other factors, there will be a savings of $11,120. On behalf of the Fire Department and in accordance with Civil Service Rule 5.201, Human Resources is requesting a step increase for Chief of Staff Laura Richardson from grade 36, step 17 to grade 36, step 21. The cost is $7,928. For the record, Chief Richardson compensation is allocated in the fire fund. Last, on behalf of Parks and Recreation, Human Resources is requesting a step increase for Special Services Manager Samantha Kearns from grade 21, step 14 to grade 21, step 24. The cost is $8,614. LR 6873 was presented on behalf of Parks and Recreation. It resulted in a savings of $53,364. Absent any other considerations, the cost can be absorbed through this particular savings.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hambrick. Are there any questions on any of the items? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you all.
Ms. Merritt, items 15 through 29. Take them together.
Good evening. Okay. Do you mean to read them all individually then?
Yeah, read them
Okay.
all, yes.
Okay. Okay, so Budget Amendment 2-24 is to amend the budget to cover the cost of additional fees and litigation expenses for FY22. Budget Amendment 2-25 is to amend the budget to cover the cost of additional salaries and supplies for FY22 for the prison. Budget Amendment 2-26 is other governmental, to amend the budget to cover additional salaries, repairs, bank charges, performance bonds, utilities, and other contract services and claims expense for fiscal year 22. Budget Amendment 2-27 for the General Assistance Program is to amend the budget to cover the cost of additional other contract service fees for FY22. Budget Amendment 2-28, Streetlights Fund, is to transfer funds to cover the cost of additional salaries for FY22. 2-29 for the Law Library Fund is to transfer funds to cover the cost of salaries for FY22. 2-30, Victims Assistance Fund, is to amend the budget to cover the cost of additional salaries, pensions, and postage expenses for the Victims Assistance Fund for FY22. 2-31 is to amend the budget to cover the cost of bank and credit card service charge for FY22. 2-32 is to transfer funds to cover the cost of the wellness coordinator position approved by the Board of Commissioners on 1/18/22. 2-33, the pension fund is to amend the budget to cover the additional salaries and retirement benefits paid for FY22. 2-34 is to amend the budget to cover the cost of additional personnel for FY '22. 2-35, to amend the budget to cover the cost of additional agent fees in the debt service fund for FY '22. 2-8, to appropriate funds to purchase 92 office chairs for the Sheriff's Department for FY '23. 4-20, to amend the budget for the transportation and development salaries and benefits related to work performed on SPLOST projects during FY '22. 421 is to appropriate funds for the salaries and benefits for SPLOST funded personnel through FY '24. That's it. Do you mean to go ahead and, do you want to read, are we taking the other one as well?
What other one?
Number 37? No. Take it, okay.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions on any of the amendments?
Yeah, I do have a question on
Commissioner.
number 27, 2-8, for the Sheriff Department. Was that FY '22 or '23?
The chairs?
For the chairs?
Yes, it's 23.
23, okay.
Any other questions? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Mr. Reed?
Are you going to deal with item 34?
Yeah, go ahead and read item 34 and see if somebody makes a motion to hold it.
Okay. Resolution 2022-190 is a resolution authorizing Clayton County to apply for and accept additional emergency rental assistance program grant funds from the United States Department of Treasury, Consolidated Appropriations Act 2021, to authorize the chairman to execute any documents relating thereto and to otherwise perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget where necessary to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes.
All right, is there a motion?
Yes, I make a
Commissioner
motion
Franklin.
that we hold this item.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Second by Commissioner Anderson. Any questions?
You want to hold it to what day?
Till what day, Commissioner?
I would say indefinitely at this point. We're gonna have to come back with a date.
You just want to remove it from the agenda altogether?
Is
I
that
don't
your
know if
mo-
we're
is that what you
prepared
want
to do the date. I'll
Commissioner.
tell you what.
Commissioner, if it's okay, if it's the board's pleasure, if you can bring it back to the next board meeting, and if we're still not ready, let's just table it, because I don't know if there's a date for which you have to apply if we want to move forward. So worst case scenario, if we bring it to the next board meeting and we're still not ready, then
Let's
so
table
be
it
it.
again.
Okay, I'm clear. So then we will hold that item until September 20th, the following board meeting. I'm in my motion too.
Second. Is there
And
a
I
second?
second it.
Commissioner Anderson, second the motion. Any other questions? All right, those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous.
Next item is Resolution 2022-193, which is a resolution amending Resolution number 2013-135 and Resolution number 2020-47 to increase the allowed amount of travel and training expenses on the county-issued credit card, to authorize the chairman to execute any necessary documents and to otherwise perform all acts necessary to accomplish the intent of this resolution, to authorize the chief financial officer to amend the budget where necessary to reflect an appropriate revenue source and expense, all as may be required, to provide an effective date of this resolution and for other purposes.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? I'll second the motion. Are there any questions?
Yes, I would just say that we need to be clear on what our current process is, and I thank our CFO for bringing this before us. But I also would like that if we can, make sure that those statements, that we keep a close look on those statements, and that this board is provided information when those expenditures do happen. Okay, and if you could just clarify the purpose of this.
So the purpose for this resolution, to amend the two previous resolutions, was to bring us in compliance. We are regularly over the 15,000 right now currently on the credit card at any given time, which is requiring us to pay it off several times per month. in some cases. So what this does is it does not raise the limit of the actual credit limit, but it gives us the opportunity to have up to $50,000 in travel-related expenses on that limit at any one given time, and still maintain either or if we have an emergency come through for EMA to use as well.
One other question, what is our current practice for when we do travel or any employees travel, and does that change that practice?
It does not change that practice. All it's doing is bringing us into compliance with the amount that we have on our credit card at any given time with the resolution. Because before, it allowed for us to have $15,000 in travel at any one given time, and we are usually over that.
Okay, so for the sake of those, for those that are listening, what is the current practice at this time for anybody traveling when they reserve their travel? What is required right now? Because I thought we were going to address that.
Are you talking about the travel policy?
Yes.
We are working on that internally right now to get that updated. I'm hoping to have something in the next few weeks. But currently, if the travel card is held for, it can be used for registration for conferences, airline flights, as well as hotel.
And what are we requiring people to do right now, though, before you got in that space?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Oh, we'll talk about it next time then. It's okay.
Okay, sorry.
Any other questions? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Anything else, Mr. Reed?
No, I have nothing else. Thank you.
All right, before we adjourn, I'd like to recognize Riverdale Council member Frank Cobbs for being here. Appreciate you. So, motion to adjourn.
So move.
I'll second. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.